Sam here from Sheridan Computers, and pfSense Plus 25.11.1 was released just a couple of days ago on January the 27th, 2026. So I'm going to go through what to check before you upgrade. Now this is pretty much just a maintenance and security release, but before you upgrade, there are a couple of changes that can actually lock you out of the web interface if you're not prepared. So in this video, I'll cover what actually matters in this update and what you should check before upgrading.
Sheridan Computers. IT, communications, support.
This is a maintenance and security release, not a major feature update. It focuses on fixing issues in 25.11, and that's tightening security and improving stability, especially around networking and drivers. So there's no new dashboards here, but fixes that can prevent outages, which is what you want on a firewall. The biggest change in this release is related to TLS certificates, and that's including the one that's used by the web interface. And pfSense now recommends shorter lifetimes for these certificates, which is down to about 200 days instead of 400 days. And OpenSSL in this release is much stricter about weak cryptography settings. So what this means is simple. If your web interface certificate uses weak cryptography, then the web interface may fail to start after this upgrade. Now before upgrading, go to System, then Certificates, and check the certificate that's used by the web interface. When you see it, you'll see the security levels, and it'll be high, low, or legacy. Now for the web interface, this needs to be set to high. Low or legacy is where people can run into problems. Now, just for quick clarification, because this confuses a lot of people, if your certificate is self-signed, that in itself is not an issue, and even if it's expired, then that alone will not stop the GUI from starting. Expiration only causes browser warnings. What actually causes breakage after this update is weak cryptography, not expiration, and not who signed the certificate. So even if you normally ignore self-signed certificates, reissue the certificate through the GUI with high security before upgrading. So that's 2048-bit and SHA 256. It takes about 30 seconds and it removes the risk. Now, if you use VPNs with certificate authentication, then the certificate authority matters too. And pfSense does not label CAs as high or low security. So you need to check the crypto settings directly and go to System, Certificates, CAs, click the info icon and check the key size and the hash algorithm. If it's 2048-bit or higher and using SHA 256, then you're absolutely fine. If the CA itself is weak and you cannot upgrade it, you have to replace it and reissue the certificate, which also means, unfortunately, updating the VPN clients. Now the good news is, most people created the certificate authority with modern defaults and won't need to touch it. Next up is a networking fix, and this is related to TCP Segmentation Offload, or TSO. In some setups where TSO was enabled, pfSense could fail to make IPv6 connections, including those connections needed to download packages and updates. So the firewall itself could not talk to the internet properly, even though the rest of the network worked. And this is fixed in this release. But if you are on 25.11 and having trouble upgrading, then go to System, Advanced, Networking, and disable TSO before updating. Now TSO is disabled by default, and the best practice is to leave it that way, unless you have a specific reason to enable it. This release also has several stability fixes worth mentioning, and one of them fixes a possible kernel panic which was related to TCP SYN caching. And some users saw random reboots, and this update also includes upstream fixes for that. There are also improvements to the gateway recovery when all the WAN links go down. That obviously matters for failover setups. And then there are fixes to DNS resolver validation, which help prevent silent resolution failures. None of these are flashy, but they all improve reliability. It's worth noting, if you're running a Netgate 2100, then this update is especially important. There was a driver issue where certain packet patterns could fail to transmit on the LAN port. This has been fixed in this release. No other models are apparently affected. There is also an important security fix for the service that handles IPv6 router advertisements, and this vulnerability could allow remote command execution, which is really not something you want anywhere near your edge firewall. So this is definitely a patch that you want installed. I'm sure you've got the question, should you upgrade to 25.11.1? If you're already on 25.11, then yes, this is a recommended update for most users, especially if you use IPv6, run multi-WAN, or you have a Netgate 2100. But just do a few things first. Back up your configuration, reissue the GUI certificate with high security if you need to, disable TSO if for some reason you've manually enabled it. After that, this should be a safe upgrade that mainly improves stability and security for you. If you've already installed this update, do us a favour, drop a comment and let people know how it went. And as a quick reminder, if you need help with pfSense or business network design, we do offer consulting, and you can find us at sheridancomputers.com. If this video helped, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.